Is 9.5 organizing coordinate proofs. Learning goal, choosing convenient place of coordinate axes on a figure. Okay. Need you to look up the midpoint, slope, and distance formulas. All right. We won't worry about those questions on the top yet. The midpoint, distance, and slope formulas. What's our midpoint formula? Chase.
Isn't it x1 plus x2 over 2, and then y1 plus y2 over 2?
Good. So the midpoint of a line is a coordinate, right? So that is our midpoint formula. We're adding our x values together, cutting them in half, and then adding our y values together and cutting them in half, finding the average of them. What's our slope formula? Diamond?
y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1.
Good. So we're taking our x or y values, subtracting, and then taking our x values and subtracting them. Okay? So keep in mind that when you're dealing with this, to find the slope, when we're referencing y2 and y1 and x2 and x1, we're talking about two different coordinates. Our first x coordinate, our first y coordinate, our second x coordinate, our second y coordinate. So we're using those coordinates to plug in here. Okay? Good. So we have this, and then our distance formula. Cameron?
Root x2 minus x1 plus y2 minus y1.
Okay, so root x2 minus x1, quantity squared, okay, plus y2 minus y1, quantity squared. That is the distance formula. Okay, once again, you're talking about coordinates. That's where we're getting those. Any questions there? Now, really what we're getting into is trying to get ready to do coordinate proof, okay? That's what this section is, 9-5, organizing coordinate proofs. Okay, 9-6, we're actually going to do some coordinate proofs. What's that? I didn't hear you. Can I zoom in? Oh, okay. Okay. We good? All right. Here's what I want to do then. Our goal today is going to be to find these points. So on page 480 says given coordinates w and z, or give coordinates w and z without using any new variables. So we're trying to find w and z without using any new variables. Okay? Let's start with number 1 and 2. Work together with your groupies there. Question. Emily asked, what would new variables be? New variables meaning you can't use anything but the letters b and h, the variables b and h. Okay? All right, and here you can't use anything other than a. Okay? Do your best. How many have it? Very good. Okay. Anyone want to volunteer what w is and your explanation? Go for it, Maddie.
Okay, so I said w was 0, comma h, because we know it's on the 0 for the x-axis because it's on the y line, right?
Okay.
And then you also know that the amount it's up is the height of the rectangle, which is given to you with h.
Good. Yeah, we know. Oh. Anyone get? Oh.
That's cruel. But it's
Unbelievable. All right. Hey, you guys, it's true. So we know from here to here has a length of h. We know that because this coordinate has a y value of h. So that means if we followed this over to the y-axis from this point, we would be at point h on the y-axis. If we follow this down from here, we'd be at point B. Okay? To plot a point, we go over that far on x, so we're going over b, and we're going up that far on h, up h. Over b, up h. So this has a coordinate of b, 0. Okay? So this has a length of h, this has a length of b. So think about, like, if you're plotting points. So for those of you struggling grasping this, if I have an xy axis, and I say this coordinate right here is the ordered pair 4, 3. really what that means, stay with me, those of you shutting down right now. Okay? Really what that means, it means you went over a length of 4 units. Okay? Right here. And you went up from that point 3 more units. Okay? And that gives us that. So if I am saying that this coordinate is BH, that means I have to go over a length of 4 or B units and up a length of H units. Okay? You guys with me? Chase?
Oh, I was going to say I'm the second one.
Okay, let's hold up on that. Any questions on this one? Okay, ask your neighbor how they understand it. Get it? If not, try to answer any questions.
No, you don't get it?
No, I got it.
Oh, okay. Excellent.
Okay, any questions?
I think that's right.
Okay, Chase, number 2.
Okay. So would W equal AA?
Double W would equal, so this length would be A, and that means this length is also, how come?
Because it's a square.
Because it's a square. So Chase is right, it has the length of AA, or excuse me, it has the coordinate of AA. All right. Okay, number 3 is also a square. Go ahead and tell your neighbor what the coordinates of WZ are. Okay, let's see. What's Z?
Negative B,
Negative B. Very good. Okay, this length is B. This length is B. This length is B. It's just going down, so that's negative B, which means this length is also going to be B, because they have to be the same. Therefore, this right here is
Negative B.
all right. Any questions? All right. So, find the coordinates of the midpoint of WZ and find the length of WZ in each of those exercises. So, let's look at this first one here. We're trying to find the midpoint of WZ, that means this line, and the length of that line. All right, talk about it. How are you going to do that? All right, anyone figure it out? Oh, we used our midpoint formula, couldn't we? Cameron?
For the midpoint, would it be half H, half B, half H?
Okay, so did you to find the midpoint, did you actually plug that into your midpoint formula?
Yeah.
So you said x1 and x2, and so you added those two up, so you got b plus 0 over 2, b over 2. Oops.
Oh, it's a 0.
Everyone agree? Seems logical there. So if that's x2 and that's x1, so this one now is y1 and y2. And so we add those two up using our midpoint formula. Y1 is h, y2 is o. Doesn't matter what order we add them in. But we get h over 2. b over 2, h over 2, or 1/2 b, 1/2 h. Good. Chase.
Wait, so like the whole distance of it be B plus H?
It's a good question, yeah. So if we're dealing with distance formula, you guys remember the Pythagorean theorem? That's all the distance formula really is, right? So if we're finding this length, this is a right triangle right here. The distance is going to be equal to the square root of this, to that. Okay, well, we know that that length is h, and then this to that. Okay, we know that length. Okay, so you're dealing with these two coordinates. So if we say x1 and x2, so we have, everyone have the distance formula still in front of them?
Yeah.
Right here? Okay, we just use the midpoint, our distance. So we have our x2 minus our x1, quantity squared, plus our y2, oops, minus, not comma, our y1, quantity squared. Okay, so that ends up giving us square root of b squared plus negative h times negative h is h squared. What's that? Can you simplify that anymore? Is that just b plus h?
Yeah.
How many are absolutely positive that is b plus h? How many are like, it might be, but I'm not sure? Okay, well, how many know what give me a perfect square number?
64.
64. Give me another perfect square number. 36. Okay, now, yeah, 45 is not perfect. Now, this has nothing to do with this, like,
45.
problem. However, you do know that, like, the square root of 64 is,
8.
and the square root of 36 is.
6.
Now, my question to you is, what is the square root, what's 36 and 64? 100. What is the root of 100?
10.
Everyone agrees with that, correct?
Yeah.
What's 8 plus 6?
14.
Can you take the root first? No, you can't. Okay? That is not true. This is, well, this is equal, I guess. So that is equal, but this is not equal to that. You cannot take the square root of individual pieces. You have to add them first. Okay? Therefore, this is your answer. You can't go any further. That is your distance. That is your midpoint.
I don't like that.
I know you do.
No, I.
Okay.
No, don't.
I'm glad you like it. Okay. Good?
Yeah.
All right. Hey, we're not going, well, this one, I guess this one, midpoint should be easy. Right? You're at 0, A here, and you're going to here. So what is that?
0 half a.
Yeah, it's A over 2. And what's your that's your x, excuse me, that's our y. What's our x? A. It's still a coordinate A. So A, and not minus, but it's A over 2. Okay, right? Because you're still at A on x, you still have to go over that far, and then you're going up half of A. Okay, distance, what's that length? Yeah, it's A. Hey, that's easy. Tough crowd. All right. What's this length? Or not to be?
Yeah.
We're not.
Hey, it's B and B, which is 2B. It is, though. All right. What's the midpoint?
We're not too deep. And then like half formula.
How from here to here? How far did you travel? B. However, you're going in the negative realm, so you're at negative B. So the midpoint, negative B 0.
Oh.
All right. How many think you're getting them?
Yeah.
Kinda. Not too bad. The shapes, right? All right. We're gonna try some different ones.
I don't like letters.
Yeah.
I like either.
I like numbers.
All right.
Easier.
Let's try number 4.
Letters confuse
Parallelogram. Give it a go.
like really.
We did.
That's like 5 pages.
First, W. Going from here to here. What's that height? Everyone agree it's B?
Yeah, that's B.
Same height as that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, it's the same level, so same y value. So our y value is B. How about our x value? Where are you on the x-axis? Yeah, you're at 0. Right? 0, you don't move from the origin and you go up B. Okay? How about Z? What's the easy point to figure out? 0 for which one? Y. You're at 0 on the y-axis. Okay? Yeah, Chase?
So, like, to find, like, the distance that's away from W, would that be, like, C minus A?
Hold on, are you figuring out your x coordinate?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're saying it's what?
It would be C minus A.
C minus A. So notice this length right here. Okay? From here to here, we're traveling how far? C. And then we have to go back how far? A. This little length has a length of A. Right? We travel C to get to there, and then we have to go back A to get to there. C minus A to get to there. So what is this little length?
Oh. Okay. I get that.
A okay, right? So we have to go C to get to here, and then go back that length to get to there. That's C minus A. And so this little triangle and this little triangle in a parallelogram are the same. These lengths are the same. Okay. Distance from here to here. Well, add our points. What are we going to get?
A squared plus A squared. What was square root?
Yeah, A plus 0 is what? And B plus 0 is? And what do we do with those? We square them. Okay? So our distance formula is just
Square root of A squared plus B squared.
A squared plus B squared. Okay? You can think of that like this also. This has B. Remember, it's Pythagorean theorem. A squared plus B squared equals this squared. Or,
Well, that's not what
okay? And then you take the square root of it. Okay? Midpoint. Well, we have to take A and add it to 0. We get A. And then cut it in half. A over 2. Or the other way to think about it, if I'm getting to this point here, I have to go halfway on A and how far on B?
halfway.
Halfway. There is our midpoint. Okay. Do I think it's easy? I don't think this is easy. This will challenge your thinking a bit. Okay? I mean, that's okay. It's okay to challenge our thinking. That's what we like.
Really okay.
All right, it is okay. We're going to be done there, though. I'm going to give you your assignment so we can talk about one other problem together. So, you guys, if you want to try 5 and 6, just because you're maybe think you need a little more practice on them, you can, and you can talk to me about the results you get. They're in your textbook on page 480. Okay? If you look at the... My goodness. All right? Whose is that? Okay. Okay, if you look at the example side of your worksheet, you guys, there's about 4 of you right now that I see headphones. I need you to take them out. You can't have any earbuds at all in during me talking. And I don't want to have to remind you guys of that. Okay? Otherwise it becomes a silly rule we don't like. Okay, 1 through 6. Doing what we were just doing, but you're just finding the missing coordinates. However, when we get down to 7 through 10, you're finding the midpoint. And then 11 through 14, we haven't talked about slope yet and applying that. So I want to work through 11 through 14 with you right now. Okay, our assignment today is the example side. Just example. Don't cross anything out on the mix. We're going to use mix tomorrow. But example side today. Okay? So let's go ahead and look at 11 through 12. I want you to go ahead, or 11 and 12. I want you to find the slope of those 2 lines, please. Work with your group. How many have a slope for number 11? From P to I. That should have been an easy slope. What is that? 0. I hope you didn't have to use your formula on that. It's a flat line. 0. Okay? About I to K. That's a little more difficult. First, is it a positive or negative slope?
Negative.
From left to right, we're rising from left to right. That is a positive slope.
I was thinking it mattered.
Okay? However, it's not, we're not saying from here to here, and still it would be, you're dealing with this line. That is a positive sloping line. You always read your lines from left to right. Okay? Yes. Chase. You have the answer?
Yeah.
Okay?
It's A over 3B.
A over 3B. Okay, slope, which we call M, right? Slope is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So if we label these real quick, that's a pretty easy point to deal with there.
You have to do the things back.
Okay? And if you have 0, 0, really, right, you're just going to plug those in. This is 3b, or excuse me, this is a, that's 0. And this is 3b, and that's 0. So really, it's just a over 3b. So is Chase correct?
Sure.
Chase, you be correct, dude. You 3b correct. Did you get help with anyone? Oh, not 3 of you? Because if you did, then you 3b would be correct.
Oh, goodness.
Forget it. All right. A over 3b.
Forget it.
All right. Very good. Any questions?
No.
Yes, Bethany?
Are you allowed to have something over 0?
Can you divide by 0? No. That's undefined slope.
Yeah. Let's say that's what's it.
We call that an undefined line. So a vertical line straight up and down is undefined. Yeah.
I remember that from algebra.
Huh?
Well, on 13, like when I did it, I got B over 0.
You sure you didn't get 0 over b? Flat line. Hey, you have what? Maybe you put x on the wrong side.
I put X on top.
Yeah. That would be a 0 slope. Very true. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, your assignment is the example side. Let me know if you need help. The answers are on the board. You can check them.